How are y'all this morning? How's things down in Mississippi, Glenn? Any in Mississippi? Or is he in
No,
Louisiana?
he's in Louisiana.
Louisiana. They're all run together down there.
Yeah, they do.
Um, anyway, the girl, Bridget and Maggie are getting overwhelmed with smoke from the Canadian wildfires. I haven't heard from Sally or seen anything from Sally, so she's probably getting some too. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Anissa. We're in a code red today because it's supposed to be making its way on into Charlotte today.
Code Red.
Code red. That's right. That's a long ways. That is a long ways to have to, for it to make it this way.
Yeah, it's not good to breathe smoke, but how many campfires have you been around and just, it's the same. I mean, it's wood smoke,
Yeah.
right? It's just brush and trees and stuff burning.
I think it's mainly because of the amount of smoke that's um, just how thick the smoke is consistently. So anywho, got them in our thoughts. And this, are y'all getting any up there in the? Oh, you have it there too in PA.
Yeah, I bet
Maybe.
they got little anyway.
Yeah. Move to Mexico, Felix. 24K. Nah, I don't think so. Other than that, I hope everybody's having a good morning. I don't think it's going to make it all the way to you, Felix. I'm surprised it's made it down this far south. So you got a lot going on. I know you got to do battle with the ladies at 10 at the Lutheran church.
Yeah, other than that, nah.
That just keeps you busy. That's the focus point of your week, isn't it? Getting to Thursday to go see your ladies.
Uh-huh. They treat me like a Caesar, when I go in there and
Right.
hmm
Uh huh. They probably go. That old bastard's coming here to get to make money off of us.
hmm
But that's what. Good morning, lag. That's they're there to make money to do their good works with. So
Yeah, I don't think they've ever. I've never seen like a published breakdown of what they use the money for, but
they probably use it for their church projects. You know,
Lutheran Ministries, whatever that means.
we I've had some people tell me that you shouldn't be buying from Goodwill because that's for the poor people. Uh, Goodwill is not there for the poor people. Goodwill is there for training people so they can go out and get jobs. That's their focus. And
Yeah, I
so
should pay up for baby Jesus.
yeah, pay it for baby Jesus.
And this is the poor people.
But their business model is training people. That's where their money goes to, other than the millions that goes to the management. but allegedly.
Yeah,
Like you getting the smoke there too? Maggie Doodle said that they were getting it last night.
but
Bridget,
so a buddy sent pictures. He lives in Buffalo, or right by Buffalo, and he sent pictures, and it's bad.
yeah,
He felt, that movie, The Martian,
right,
with the reds. The sky's always red.
right.
He said, I feel like The Martian.
Yeah, well, being that she's not too far from the border, I wonder if Nikki's getting it too, because she's over there in Duluth, and Sally's in Michigan, over not too far. So I don't even know where the fires are at, to be honest with you.
Yeah, back in it's about 1982. Mount St. Helens exploded. We were supposed to take the kids on a band trip to Portland, Oregon, and we almost canceled. It was a spring band trip, and I think it blew up like in January, February.
Right.
But yeah, we decided to go ahead and go. And and
Did you have a good time?
yeah, it was a good music festival. And then we went in. Took all the kids into a movie. I don't even remember what the movie was. But in the middle of the movie, they stopped the movie and made an announcement that Mount St. Helens has had a second eruption, and we can expect a half an inch of ashfall here in Portland. So I was like, huh, that's cool.
Did y'all bus up
So,
there?
huh?
Did y'all bus all the way up there, or did y'all fly?
Yeah, that's when that's when I lived in Enid, Oklahoma.
Oh,
I didn't even know Gwen yet. That was a long time ago.
oh, okay.
Anyway, we came out of the theater and it was there was ash falling just like snow, and the kids got jars and Ziploc bags and stuff like that, and they were scooping it up to take it home for a
Souvenir,
souvenir. Yeah,
a multi-billion-dollar souvenir. Yeah, that's probably what the damages cost. It's coming from like the Quebec and Ottawa part of the country of Canada, and I'm looking at it's the National Weather Forecast weather site, and it's showing the smoke flume is coming down across New York, and then it's going out to sea, but then it's swinging back into the Carolinas. And they're expecting it as far as Cuba to get some of, not heavy, but be able to notice a difference in the air quality.
yeah. I'm looking at eBay now. People are selling Mount St. Helens ash on eBay.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's it selling for?
Oh, 10-pound bag goes for $40. I mean, there were places up there that you could. I mean, it filled up valleys. It's just like digging some dirt up with a shovel and pouring it in.
Well, buy you a 10-pound bag and break it up into half-pound bags and sell it for $20 a half-pound bag.
Yeah, they've even got sculptures made out of the solidified ash.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well, I hope they stay inside. And which Bridget had to go over to a warehouse yesterday to pick up some stuff, and so she
Tom Brady sand.
it was difficult to have to deal with because it was so thick. Lag says it's like fog, but it's smoke.
I think I'll go out to my rancher friend and help him muck out his horse stalls and go on eBay and sell some horse shit.
Fresh.
Genuine, fresh horse shit.
You're a country boy. Did you ever play cow pie baseball?
Oh, we did all kinds of stuff with cow chips.
We would
We used to, Boy Scouts, would go gather up a bunch of dried cow chips and use it for firewood.
yeah.
Stuff burns. Of course, if you cooked over it, your food kind of smelled funny.
Yeah. Well, that's when you get the little butane cans out and start cooking. Or whatever it was made out of. You know what I'm talking about? We had I had a little tiny camp stove. I guess that thing was 6x6, and you would sit maybe it's a sterno, a little can of that up into it,
Yeah.
and you would light it, and that's what you cook on. The babies can't do that kind of stuff nowadays. They might get hurt. Um, use lag, as in use guys. Yeah, y'all be. He says he's hunkered down up there. Y'all be safe because it's supposed to be heavy up there.
What was 1892?
Good morning, Stephen.
Do. You guys. Hey, Carol.
It's way too quiet in here, damn it.
Good morning, Reader.
Damn it. Here comes trouble.
How's it going with you, big guy?
Trying to wake up. I need to get this coffee down.
So, awesome eBay sales. I sold a $8 item, a $6 item, a $6 item, a $7 item, and a $70 item. There's some consistency right there.
I had somebody they're returning stuff in because it's a darker color yellow than I thought it would be. It's a Caboodle's Barbie makeup box. What difference is it in the pictures? I'm like, I just took the picture right here under light. She takes a picture in the darkness of her. She must live in a fucking cave. Look how dark it is. I'm like, how about turn the light on?
Well, I would have figured that they were buying it because it was the Barbie caboodle, and it really probably didn't matter what the color would be.
Yeah, because I have the only yellow one. The only yellow one. Evidently, I still have the only yellow one. She didn't want my address. I didn't argue. Okay, am I wrong for this? She wanted my address so she could send it back. She opened a return and then wants my address to send it back. If you want to go pay for shipping, by all means, go pay for shipping. I'm not going to tell you how to use free labels.
That's an eBay.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you how to use free labels, and then when I get it back, I'm not giving you your original shipping back either. So there you go. You might as well keep it. If it costs you 15, it cost me 9 to ship it to them. So if it cost them retail rate 13, they're gonna be 20 some dollars into it before they might as well have kept the damn $40 caboodle.
No. When do you refund shipping and when do you not?
If it's my fault, I'll give them shipping back.
Yeah, that's I think pretty much the
Yeah.
way
Or
people
if the
work.
post office breaks it, I give them their shipping back.
That's another one. Yeah, if it's anything other, if the reason is anything other than I changed my mind, it doesn't fit, I don't really like it, all those never get shipping back. And I started charging shipping just because I'm reading mushrooms, just because the returns have gone up.
Right.
Um, so I'm changing all my listings at least to charging 5 or 6 shipping on everything because
Well, I agree with you on the fact that if it's your fault, our fault,
yeah.
then you refund it. Lag says never refund shipping. If it's our fault, you got to. I
Okay, so
mean,
okay, so there's one other caveat. If I think I can get away with it, I don't. I don't.
um,
So like if I send them something out brand new, like I sent something out the other day, and they claimed it didn't work, they didn't get shipping back because I tested it, it works, and you carry on that it doesn't work, man, that's your fault. Like a router or something. I know it
right.
works before it leaves here. You're just too dumb to figure it out. Technically, I'm not going to accept that as my fault when it's clearly tested and works before I send it.
Right. Well, Dusty always talked about he didn't like shipping. He didn't like selling um, any electronics that required you to think. Because he said just people could, all you got to do is like a router or a modem. All you got to do is plug it in to two spots, and
Well, they're so easy to test. They're so easy to reset.
right.
All you do is push the little pin button in. I mean, there's nothing to them.
Because the people at the receiving end of it, they just get all kind of flustered and whatnot, and probably might not have tech support like a grandchild or a son or something or
Yeah,
daughter.
I saw one of them yesterday. It's going out today. So I've sold 3 routers in the last week. The bigger net gears still sell pretty good if you can get, and one of the AX 3000s or better. I've had 3 of them, and I mean I paid $15 or $20 each, but on Amazon I got 69 for one, 84 for one, and 119 for one.
Cool. Yard sale finds.
Yeah, so Huntsville has been a huge test market for years for Google Fiber, and they're currently bringing in the second level of fiber, even though we don't even have the first one out here yet, which is up to 2.5 gigahertz, however they measure the second one. The first one went up to like one tera, whatever it is, 1 gig. I don't know what it is. Well, I guess it's a terabyte, and then the
Yeah.
next one's going up to 2.5. And so I just found a router, so my modem will handle it, but people are getting rid of, or they're getting a message from Xfinity or whoever saying, the new fiber is here, your router is not fast enough, and so they're selling off these routers, which for most people are still very good. So that's why I'm picking them up.
One of the things and a question I've been asked is, I've got all this high speed, but my computer don't doesn't handle it, or everything seems to be slow, and they're running a 10100 network card, and so that just slows everything down.
Yeah, but that's good to the first level of fiber. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I found that modem 2 weeks ago. When the lady, I'm like, does this thing work? She goes, oh yeah, we just got fiber, and this one we've got different equipment now. I'm like, how much you want for the modem router? Used on, I looked at the model used on eBay. It's like $165. She said, oh, $2. So I kept that one and replaced mine for $2.
How how can you sleep at night?
Last night I was high as fuck asleep.
I mean, doesn't your conscience keep you awake at night?
Who's that?
Are you on fiber where you're at?
It's the cable,
Just cable.
and it's fast enough to download speed. It's the upload speed that sucks.
Right.
Uploads about 12 still.
We've got
Hey,
um
she wasn't old. She was in her early 30s. She wasn't old. They sold me two beer signs for $5 a piece, which I got 130 out of. They sold somebody a wheelbarrow for four. They sold Harlan a big one of those big rakes like you see at a baseball game that kind
right.
of close out
Hey,
the. He got Harlan got $45 for that damn. I think it was $3. He got $45 for the thing at the auction. 30 years old.
Maybe where he lives.
Well, when you can have as many wives as you want, I guess you might as well start in your early 20s. Or can you have
Yeah.
child brides over there, Felix? Can one of your wives be like 14 years old? Yeah, the beer signs went at the auction, and one went for 47.50, one went for 75, and then I had a Pabst blue ribbon mirror that went for 22.50.
We've got AT&T fiber optic out front of us, but being that my wife works for the competitor and we don't pay anything for our internet, we've yet to make that transition.
Don't they offer fiber at some point, or are they just the straight cable and no fiber?
Do y'all have cable I mean fiber in this area? I don't think so.
Is Pride going over there? And that's funny. Do you not know? That's the dirty little secret that the media covers up. You're not going to go to Saudi Arabia or somewhere and carry around or with a pride flag because they kill they kill gays for being gay. Come on now, they drop them off buildings and shit.
Um, Roberta and I are going on the Carnival Pride in December.
Well, don't get your hair cut. You'll look like a nice woman by then.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna try and get it cut this weekend.
Maybe I'll get a discount for same sex couples. Uh,
Oh Lord, have mercy. It had to come in there somewhere. Um, I was gonna say, I was gonna make a comment, and you started off on the haircut thing, and it made me forget about it. I forget what I was gonna say. Anyway, this is Pride Month, so
did I? I'm trying to see what do I even have to ship today?
you should have something to ship. What's the count out in the audience? What y'all shipping today?
So I got two on eBay and 16 on Amazon.
Are you
Okay, so
actually
I saw
Are
my
you
dad.
ship?
I saw one of my quarter CDs. I got $14 for a CD. I got $15 for a Blu-ray. $12 for a Blu-ray. $14 for a Mega Constructs. Ooh, big girl wanted some double X's for 13. 14.20 for a regular girl for XLRs. Another big girl wanted a 42C bra for 34.88. I sold a pressure canner for 114. Some paint for 27.99.
Are you shipping all this stuff yourself?
Yeah, CD for 12, a DVD for 14. That was a used one. Here's um, a ink, a Kodak ink for 18, and another Kodak ink for 65. That was a winner. I Kodak ink in the little yellow boxes with the black.
Right.
Uh, yeah, I paid $2 each for them at the thrift store down the street, and one sold for 18.95, and the other one sold for 64.95.
Do they even still make those Kodak printers?
That's not my concern. They need ink for the ones they got.
I know that. I know that. I was just that was just a statement, a question. Anybody know? Because you remember, no, when those things came out, I was working at
Came,
Staples.
Walmart carried a lot of them too.
Yeah. And those things would come. Those things would come in the door, and we wouldn't even get them security up. And they were, they were people were waiting on them. They're supposed to have been real good on ink. I've never owned one, so I wouldn't know.
I've never owned one either.
But there was this one guy that came in, and he would get Epsons, and he had some kind of printing business, and he could. What are you doing, dude?
I
He
had it.
would
There are a lot of people that like Epsons because once you get above, I think the 6,000, they'll do that. They'll print out the things for T-shirts,
right.
if they'll print. So you can put sublimation ink in them, and they print.
Uh, he had some kind of there, there was an attachment that he bought from a third party that would hook onto the end of his Epson, and it had like bottles of ink, the three inks, and it had a tube from each one of them that ran into his printer. And that's the only reason he used Epsons, because those bottles of ink were like $5, whereas a toner cartridge was 25. You think you owned one, Anissa?
I'm telling you right now, if you a HP or a Brother laser printer, they're the best. Either one of those two, they
Uh, yeah, brother. People would come into the store talking about Brother. I don't want a Brother. They're cheap. We had one behind the counter that all it did all day long was run print copies.
I'm
And
telling you, the one I had just to replace some part on mine, some waste box I never heard of. These color ones have, but it just I've got them that 12, 13,000 prints, and they just all you do is put the cheap generic toner in there and let them keep going. They just don't break.
right,
When I ran Wendy's, all seven of my stores had them in it, and they printed 30 to 40 pages every night after close.
right.
The only thing we did was put. I mean, every now and then you'd have to replace the the whatever thing is that the toner prints to, but even that's easy. You just pull it out and switch it.
Now
But
you were a district manager.
I've
Did
been
you have an
everything else.
office somewhere, or was your office all the stores in your district?
Yeah, you just carved out a little space in your house, which you didn't get paid for or anything.
Right.
I was in the stores every 5 days a week that I worked, or 5.5, 6 days that I worked. I was in a store every day.
A different one.
And then the worst place was Georgia. God, I was a Taco Bell district manager down there, and if I was in a store in Thomaston, Georgia, I had another store in Vidalia, Georgia. They were 179 miles apart. I think that's how.
Did they?
But
So if you were in one of them, the other one have a problem and need you, huh?
I bet that's right.
how far
Did
is?
they give you a company car?
Sorry, it was only 139 miles, but it was 2 hours and 27 minutes from one end to the other because there's no four lanes into either one of them. Yeah, I had a company car. I averaged when I was down there, it averaged like 40,000 miles a year in that stupid car.
That's not bad.
But the stores in Macon were only like 4 or 5 miles apart.
Oh, okay.
Out of the seven, I had three that were out of town and four that were in Macon. So
Years ago, I bowled with this guy. He traveled for business. He was a salesman, industrial equipment, uh, textiles kind of stuff. And he had put 200,000 miles on a car in a year. So his wife would always she'd always have a new Cadillac with 200,000 miles on it because
right.
when he was in the office, somebody was servicing it and all that kind of stuff, and it was all highway miles. Because he'd leave Rock Hill and he would drive to Atlanta, and then he'd drive, to
Yeah, what's
Nashville.
his name? What's his name believes, especially the newer cars, anywhere 2005 or newer, highway miles are like a tenth of the city miles.
Yeah.
That's probably why the Toyota's so good. You know how many of those 220,000 are highway miles? I've been to California and back in it
Well, my
three
oldest
times.
son, my oldest son has a Honda CRV that he got from his grandparents, and it's only got like 80,000 miles on it, but 35,000 of it was being towed behind an RV. And that we were talking about that yesterday or day before yesterday. Um, that CRV is one that Honda built to be towed behind an RV. It's got a special gearbox in it and all that kind of stuff. And actually, when my dad bought it, he was talking to the Ford dealer that we buy all our Fords, or they buy all their Fords from. And he said, what you need to do is you need to go see the Honda people. He said it might take you a month to get it, but this thing is built to be towed. So, as far as the engine goes, Sergey's CRV's only got about 50,000 miles on it, if that many. Actual operating miles. Because my dad would leave here and they would drive to damn Arizona and spend a week out there, or 2 weeks, however long they were going to be out there. And then they would drive, they'd head back across country again. Oh, Lord. Anissa, you're not supposed to be saying anything about a Toyota. That's God's vehicles, apparently.
Yeah, let's not be sacrilegious this morning.
Well, sometimes that stuff just goes crazy.
As long as you don't bust a gas tank in the Sienna, I think you did pretty good.
Your alternator cost you $1,000. Was that installed or was that the alternator,
Who is that?
Anissa? She says, "Remember how the alternator cost me $1,000?" Good morning, Mike. Um, you'd think that Toyota was a damn rule. $1,000.
I don't know. I still got the original alternator at 218,000 miles.
Okay. Um, good morning, Mr. Sadie. Because it's been years ago, I mean, years ago, 90s.
And this, are they the father of one of your many children? She said they raped me and didn't use lube.
And this is, it sounds like in this is kids have ADD, all different daddies,
Does
except for the twins.
does one of your kids look like the Toyota service man?
But we had a Chevrolet Malibu the first year that they came out after they brought them back, and that was a great car. But we had to have an alternator put on it, and that thing was like $700 installed, and that's been a while back, like
The Now,
96.
Mike, you are correct. If you want to take the alternator off the Toyota, you definitely have to go through the tire well on mine.
Yeah, that's
I
the way it
still got the
was
original.
on.
Yeah, I've still got the original plugs because they want $750 to change the plugs. I need it done, but I just it's 3.5 hours just to do the back three. I'm like, really? Could somebody not have thought about that?
Well, if you buy an electric car, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
God.
If I buy an
Oh,
electric, if I buy an electric car, how is Felix going to afford all his Rolexes?
Well,
His
that's
his
right.
country will be in his country will be in poverty if we don't use oil. You know, we made them mad one time. They took down the twin towers. What would they do if we quit buying oil?
oh,
Allegedly.
I know, Felix. The CIA did that shit. I'm just fucking with you. I
Oh
reckon
Lord.
that's a demolition job when I see one. And if you think the U.S. didn't shoot down that plane the other day, that came from Tennessee, uh huh.
Yeah, I haven't really followed it, but apparently the energy department's wanting to get rid of gas stoves.
Yeah, there's and they go and people in Congress go, "Oh, you're crazy! Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that." Meanwhile, New York has already passed the first law of no more gas stoves after 2030. They all, if a politician's lips are moving, they're lying. I mean, there's no other way around it.
Well, they last forever. Maybe that's the problem. They last forever.
A lot of that's the problem. If you remember GE and the story of the light bulb, what was the problem with the early light bulbs? They lasted too long, so they didn't make enough of them. So they had to make them weaker, so they would. It's called planned obsolescence. They made them
Yeah.
weaker, so we buy more of them.
yeah. There's a light bulb still burning in a firehouse somewhere
Hmm.
up northeast that's
Yep.
like 130 years old.
Well, around here they burn out fast because people won't turn the damn lights off.
Yeah, it's a centennial light burning since 1901 in East Avenue, Livermore, California, maintained by the Livermore Pleasant Fire Department.
Yeah, that's amazing. I thought it was in the Northeast, but you saying it's California, huh?
Yeah, it's California. I'm sitting here looking at it.
Like says, gas stoves are killing the
That's like,
dinosaurs.
I wonder how many earthquakes that thing has been through.
Here's your interesting fact for the day. We didn't find the first dinosaur bones until George Washington had been dead for 25 years. George Washington lived his whole life not knowing there were dinosaurs.
That's interesting.
Well,
We had an earthquake over in western North Carolina this morning.
what
On your
Yeah,
difference would it make if you had a dinosaur if he knew
maybe
it
it'll
or
go
not?
right through Appalachian State with all them fucking weirdos over there.
Actually, it's on the other side of Asheville. It's on your side of Asheville.
I mean, if there isn't a bigger collection of fucking fruitcakes in Appalachian State University.
Happy Appy. party capital of North Carolina.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a party I want to attend or not. You would definitely have to get a haircut before going over there, Tom. You would be their queen.
Yeah, good morning anytime. Yeah, I'm surprised Scott's not run for office yet.
I thought I did pretty good yesterday. I had a pretty good rant yesterday.
Oh, did you go on Rumble?
I don't know if that thing got. No, the rant was on the bubble wrap,
Oh
dude.
yeah, yeah.
Let's. I don't think when I last time I looked, I hadn't even got it hadn't been demonetized or nothing.
Now you don't have the bubble wrap machine. You have the one that make the air pillows, right?
But it'll make bubble wrap. You just got to buy the right film for it.
Oh, okay.
I dropped enough f bombs that I should have gotten. Nope, no restrict.
Demonetized.
There was no politics in there. I can f bomb and do whatever you want to. They don't care one bit. They won't restrict you a bit until you start talking about. Well, now you can even talk about. They'll allow you to talk about the negative elections. They won't even
Right.
kick you off of that anymore.
Yeah, unless you start talking about and this is president, you know, then then you're history.
Roman.
So you just about have other than until you can learn how to make cardboard boxes, you're in pretty good shape over there, right? That's about your biggest supply that you have to buy is the cardboard boxes.
Yeah, I buy boxes. That's it. The yeah, I use this stuff. These
Is
air
that what your
pillows.
machine makes?
That's the one I've got in there right now. I use them the most. They're air quilts.
They look like they'd be better than bubble
Lot
wrap.
more. They take up a lot more. So here's the difference. I was looking at them yesterday, and they're like one of those. It's $100 for one of those. That's 1,392 feet long.
Right.
And you think those bubble wrap was only 700 feet, and it was what $35-$40 is the going rate. But then I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, a foot of this and a foot of bubble wrap. This lasts way longer because it takes up so much more space in a box. Bubble wrap is not it was nowhere near that thick.
Right.
So like an 8x6x4 box, I'll use three of those little pieces. Uh, Generally two to go over, and there'll be a little gap at the top. So I'll generally lay another one on the top just to absolutely make sure it doesn't move.
Right.
Um,
Lag, you didn't know Todd was the stunt double for the original thing in Adam's family, and he also did some gigs on the Paul Molive commercial where Madge would do his nails.
Yeah. Dishwashing liquid. Oh no.
but I have that one, and then I have a different one over there that makes the ones that the super tubes, instead of being quilted like that,
Right.
the tubes are all the way across. So one little piece, they're the same size little pieces, but there'll be two long tubes instead of the quilt pattern. So I keep both of them made up. Uh, you can buy the bubble wrap itself, the small bubble wrap,
Right.
and it'll run the same size. I just have not tried the bubble wrap yet.
Right.
Roman. Roman posted this on his Instagram. The worker there at his vest says, "Manhole assessor," and the caption reads, "This guy is probably the butt of all jokes."
Okay.
Vest actually says manhole assessor. God, wherever you get this stuff, Roman, I'm
Yeah.
Fetterman.
And this is man is Fetterman.
I would watch that, Roman.
Lord have mercy. They have but y'all didn't feel any. You didn't feel anything over in your neck of the woods.
Fetterman ain't got enough brains to
Me?
send a meme.
Yeah.
I was high last night. What part of high? The whole house could have fell down. I wouldn't have known it. You think I'm
Y-
kidding?
You know, back when I was in high school, the lads that smoked all the time, they had a name. We were always concerned they were going to set themselves on fire out in the smoking area. Yeah, it, I mean, is the propane? I mean, the gas. Is that's what destroying the environment? Is that the reason they want to get rid of gas stoves? I've just
They
heard bits and pieces on the news.
natural. They don't consider natural gas to be clean. They consider electricity to be clean. But most time there's a lot of places that burn the natural gas to make energy. I mean,
Right.
it's all a crock of shit. It's all a crock of shit. They've got people. So the average
Not
American is can't tell you who the vice president is. They're dumb as a box of rocks.
Who
They
is the
listen.
vice president? Do we have one?
Yeah,
90% of Texas electricity comes from burning natural gas. 90%. We're a big state.
What kind of hillbilly state do you live in? Roberta says you don't have windmills.
We got tons of windmills.
they had windmills. They all froze and damn near killed. How many Texans they killed with the windmills?
Roberta said that's her point. They all froze when y'all had that cold snap.
No, that even froze the controls on the natural gas generators. It didn't just shut down windmills; it shut down everything.
There's your point. Mike's got it down there. He said the cocksuckers want us to use electrical and everything so they can flip a switch and turn it off. That's exact. They want absolute control. Is what they want.
Yep. Well, you know what? If somebody's bought a gas stove in the last 10 years, it's going to be 100 years before that thing ever quits working because there's
And they
nothing to break. And I'm not. I'm talking about a basic gas stove. I'm not talking about one of the ones with the all the fancy crap on it. But
I
you
love cooking on a gas stove. When it's off, it's off. You know,
you
cook
turn the
on
nut.
cook on electric,
Yeah, you
turn it
turn the
off,
switch.
and
You
it
light
sits
it
there and
up.
keeps cooking for.
I do like the other ones though. The magnet ones or whatever they are. Uh, they cool down very quickly. I've got one at auction right now.
It's but you there was a woman that was talking about electric cars it was a video. It was on YouTube, so you knew it was true. Uh, she was talking about people, buying electric cars because it's saving the environment. She said maybe in your area it's saving the environment because all you're doing is going to the car dealership and picking it up and driving it home. But you go over to where the manufacturing facility's at, or you go to where they're digging up the lithium and whatnot to go into the batteries. That's not very good on the environment there. And also, I was going to Google it and I never did. Allegedly, these electric cars are a lot heavier than gas ones because of
They
the
are
battery.
much better. Anissa, that's for you. I found the old picture on my phone. That's Phoenix and Dixie when they were puppies. Dixie is 16 and a half right now, and Phoenix has been gone a couple of years. They, when they were puppies.
Dang.
That's a long
When,
time. That picture's a long time ago. I mean, Dixie Belle, that was before we had Scrappy.
were you living in Alabama when you were working over in Georgia, or did you live in Georgia?
Uh, I moved. We were in Tuscaloosa when I moved to Macon, Georgia.
Okay, so you actually did because you were talking about having that district. I was wondering if you commuted from Huntsville.
No, we lived in Macon, Georgia for like 3.5 years until we decided we couldn't take it anymore and left. They are still busing kids every which way. They are under the Supreme Court has not released them from some lawsuit from years ago about uh, racial segregation in their schools. So, if you live in the county, you're bused into the city, and if you live in the city, you're bused into the county. I mean, the it is one of the worst. Macon proper is dominantly African American. You get outside the county, and it is the exact opposite. I mean, it was kind of irritating to be dealing with that all the time.
Well, North Carolina had an election for
Cha-ching.
voter ID, and it passed wholeheartedly. Our governor vetoed it. It was overturned, by Congress,
Now the Supreme Court took care of you.
and the Supreme Court said that it was fine. So I guess everybody's gonna have to get their ID cards.
I mean, I met a lot of really good people. It didn't matter what color they were making, because the one thing I would tell you is why we need school vouchers so much is because there are so many people that are, you know, trapped in these terrible areas and their kids have no way out because the schools suck.
Right.
Uh, they need to have the ability. You know, what was it? Somebody was saying yesterday. It was in Maryland, in Baltimore. I don't, the sheer few numbers of kids that actually were proficient at anything was little to none.
Well, it's like over in New Bern, North Carolina. Did I say that right, honey?
New Bern, yeah.
Um, it was. They've had 50 high school students not be allowed to walk for graduation because they haven't passed all the courses.
Yeah, I got a good one of my best friends from high school. He's a doctor in New Bern.
In New Bern.
Yeah, I grew up in Kinston, so New Bern's only 45 minutes down Highway 70.
So that
Yeah,
was a restart.
13 high schools. Not one child was on grade level in Baltimore. Not one. And how many millions of dollars have we thrown to them schools? It ain't about the money. They're just using the money for whatever. I bet they can. I bet they can tell you. You know what gender they want to be. They probably are squirrels and rabbits, and they probably got some of the ones that got kitty litter boxes in the bathrooms and all that stupid shit that we're entertaining instead of teaching.
Um, I was reading an article in Forbes online about this guy up in Detroit who owns like 5 city blocks of Detroit, and there's nothing on them. But they've jacked up the taxes again up there, and because the name of schools. So he hasn't filed a suit yet, but he's in the process of it, saying that he wants a complete breakdown of the expenditures for the school district because their school system drops about 15% every year. So there's less students. Why are they needing to jack up the price for the taxes to pay for schools?
I,
But apparently, some of the people are saying you don't have there's no houses on your property, so you really don't have anything to bitch about, and you don't live because he's from like Missouri, someplace like that. Um, so you don't even live in the school district.
and this
But
look what I found.
apparently, the judges have said that he owns property. You're taxing him.
Look
And
what I
they
found.
paid.
Where's he been at?
I don't know. They just mowed the grass, so he was hiding from the lawnmower.
Who's
What was that? Years
your
ago?
lawn guy there?
And he left. He was right. That's why I waited 10 minutes after the show started. What do you think you're doing? You think you can get away from me because your girlfriend left?
Your dog is as spoiled as our cats are.
You think you can leave just because your girlfriend left? Yeah, that's the way it works.
Phoebe, leave.
Oh yeah. Can you see him looking down like not letting you go? Not letting you go.
Mike said he heard a ka-ching. Was that you, Todd? Or was
Yeah,
that
It wasn't me.
sold a Yamaha receiver. Gotta hate packing these, but when you buy them for $5 and sell them for 60
Plus shipping, yeah, that's worth it.
plus shipping,
That's
kind of
why you
take.
need Todd. That's why you need these. It wouldn't take very much to wrap that thing up in a couple layers of that, throw it in a box, and you're done.
No, no.
Scott? I mean, Todd, you just need to go over to Scott's link and go ahead and buy you one of them machines.
You know, he's not coming off any money. These mini packers are not on eBay are not cheap.
Well, I looked
Just
at one yesterday and it was like $4,000. That might have been an over. I mean, that might have been a little bit too big, but
Here's a pre-owned one for 500, 900, 700.
I still use the builder's paper.
that's what Dusty always used, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lowe's or Home Depot, one of the two. He'd go get them.
Yeah.
That these rolls were $8 when I first started reselling, and now they're 13.
Because you're deforesting the planet. They got to raise the prices.
It's made from recycled paper,
Oh,
100%.
The one thing, the one thing I would tell you is pay attention to the rolls because the small pillow air pillows, a 656 foot roll is $90. A which is 200 meters, 400 meters, which is double 1,300, is 109. So for $20 more, you can double the. So if you do get one of these machines, always look at the films because and the length of the film. Most of the time, you can double up for $20 versus it's $90 versus 110. Do you want 200 or 400? The 400 lasts forever, and it's for that on every size. It's about $20 more to get the longer.
How small of bubbles can you make with that?
Whatever the film is. It says small pillow cushion film, so it looks. I guess I'm gonna have to order some just to try it.
Can you make like the small bubble wrap with it?
Yeah, I don't have. Here's an extra small. It still come out in 12-inch sheets. Each sheet will, like these do. Uh,
There you go. I don't have a yard that's 140 feet long.
He said down the road.
Oh, down the
Take off
road.
down the street with one in.
Yeah, I should do that right when they built that elementary school like 2 blocks away, and everybody comes down my street to drop their kids off. I should roll that out right before the rush.
so I'm gonna repeat.
Good morning,
I'm gonna
Texas.
repeat what I said yesterday. There were all those people crying in the comments about they're barely making it and being ripped. They can't afford to be ripped off. That might be the last straw for the reseller. If a loss of $8 in bubble wrap is enough to put you under, you're doing something wrong. Maybe you need a job. Maybe you need to do something because you suck at this reselling. If $8 is the difference between you going under or not, you suck.
Good morning, night nurse.
Yeah,
And that is
316 bubble.
and that opinion is endorsed by the host.
Well, sometimes you have to catch your losses. There was a guy when my dad had his land surveying business years ago.
Last Coke Zero. Shit.
There was there was a guy that just pissed and moaned all the time about just not making any money, not making any money, not got enough work. And my dad just told him one time, he says, "You need to shut up and lower your prices a little bit." Because people are, you're buying a house and somebody quotes you a $400 survey bill to survey that house and land, and then they call us and say, would call us and say how much it's gonna cost them. When we'd give them a price, they would say, "Well, this other place was $150 more than y'all." So look at your business model.
I thought you didn't eat till 10.
It's 10 o'clock somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta do
I don't
my.
think this will actually do anything because there's no carbs in cheese, so it's not even your blood pressure. I mean, your blood sugar is not even going to move.
Right.
Yeah. Those old biddies. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there today.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I got to go pick up something from Sam, so an order from Sam. So I got to get out of here.
That's the best excuse you can make. You got to go pick up something from
Well,
Sam's.
let's see. Let's see. Some cat food, some water, some hamburgers, some bacon.
I need to go to Costco. I'm out of bacon, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would
No,
shut the show off for bacon too.
they have some pre-cooked bacon that is really really good. So anyway, I got to go. Y'all have a great day. Look for Todd tomorrow. So, bye bye.
Bye.